Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amir Ashraf bin Nurnin. I'm from class 6A. So today I will talk about trend analysis and cross-sectional analysis. News Holdings Berhad was incorporated as Primpet Sdn Berhad on 26 March 2013 as a private limited company. The company was listed on the main market of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad on 29 March 2016. This company operate a cafe, operate a bakery which supplies solely to MyNews, and provide management service to a jointly controlled entity which operate the WH Smith retail outlet at the international airports in Malaysia. 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad is the owner and operator of 7-Eleven stores in Malaysia, region with more than 2,225 stores nationwide, serving over 900,000 customers daily. 7-Eleven Malaysia is the pioneer and the largest 24-hour convenience stores operator in Malaysia. We are the first franchisor in the local market to offer existing profit-making stores to franchise. Most 7-Eleven stores carry more than 2,200 stock keeping units, including our proprietary brands such as Slurpee frozen beverage and Big Gulp fountain soft drinks. The ability of the company to pay short-term debt is measured by obtaining high current ratio. MyNews Holdings Berhad showing continuous decreasing in the number of current ratios from 2017 to 2019, which is from 5.20 times to 1.33 times. This shows that the company are not capable to increase their ability to pay short-term debt efficiently. 7-Eleven Malaysia Holding Berhad showing that they are increased in 2018 from 2017, which is from 0.63 times to 0.67 times. However, this amount is reduced in 2019 compared to 2018 from 0.67 times to 0.55 times. This shows that the company are efficiently capable to pay short-term debt in 2018. The higher the quick ratios, it shows that the company is efficiently able to pay their short-term debt without relying on the inventory. MyNews Holdings Berhad show that they are not able to pay their short-term debt from 2017 to 2019 without depending on the inventories from 4.40 times to 0.79 times. 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad show that they are not able to pay their short-term debt from 2017 to 2019 without depending on the inventories from 0.29 times to 0.23 times. The higher the inventory turnover, the higher the ability of company to generate sales. MyNews Holdings Berhad shows that their inventory turnover is increased in 2018 compared to 2017. However, the number is decreased in 2019. This shows that the company effectively used their inventory in 2018 compared to 2017 and 2019. 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad shows that their inventory turnover is increased in 2018 from 2.75 times in 2017 to 2.69 times in 2018. However, the number is decreased in 2019 to 1.66 times. This shows that the company effectively used their inventory in 2018 compared to 2017 and 2019. The lower the number of average collection period, the more effective the company in handling creditors. From the table, we can see that MyNews Holdings Berhad had the best on collecting debt from their creditors in 2019 compared to the previous 2 years. We can see that 7-Eleven Holdings Malaysia Berhad based on collecting debt from their creditors in 2019 compared to the previous 2 years, which is 11.57 days from 18.89 days in 2017 and 15.18 days in 2018. Lower debt ratio is preferred because it indicates that the company owns most of the assets. For MyNews Holdings Berhad, we can see they are not able to reduce their debt ratios. They are slightly increased in the number of the debt ratios from 16.63% in 2017 to 37.22% in 2019. This shows that they are not taking any action to avoid from facing large number of risks. For 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad, we can see they are able to reduce their debt ratios in 2018 compared to 2017. However, this amount is increased into 2019. Next is the lower debt to equity ratios that indicate the creditor provide more funds compared to the owner. Debt to equity ratios for MyNews Holdings Berhad shows the decrease of the ratio starting in 2017 until 2018. However, this number is slightly increased in 2019. Debt to equity ratios for 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad shows that the increase of the ratios starting from 2017, which is 5.12% to 5.27% in 2018. However, this number is slightly increased in 2019 to 46.06%, which is the highest amount. The result indicate that the 2017 has the lower debt to equity ratios, indicate that the creditor provide more funds compared to the owner, and also indicates that the company is getting good in managing their financing, which subject the company to low risk potential compared to 2018 and 2019. Gross profit margin is a ratio that indicates the performance of a company regarding their production and sales. Thus, a higher gross profit margin is preferred. In 2017, Minus Holdings Berhad had the largest net profit margin compared to 2018 and 2019. It shows that they managed to control their cost of goods and sold effectively. In 2018, 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad had the largest net profit margin compared to 2017 and 2019. Next, for return on total asset, the greater a company earnings in proportion to its asset, the more effectively that the company is said not to be using its asset. From 2017 until 2019, the return on total asset for this company was decreased. This shows that Minus Holdings Berhad are unable to control its cost of operation. The company also cannot use the asset efficiently to provide more return. In 2017, the ratio shows the better to control costs in its operation, and in 2019 shows the very poor to control costs in its operation. From 2017 until 2018, the return on total asset for 7-Eleven company was increased. This shows that 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad able to control its cost of operation. The company also can use the asset efficiently to provide more return. However, this amount is written same with 2017 in 2019. In 2018, the ratio shows the better control cost in its operation compared to 2017 and 2019. High current ratio is preferred as it shows the company effectively able to pay their short-term debt. If compared between both companies, we can see that Minus Holdings Berhad have higher number of current ratios compared to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad. Hence, we get to know that Minus Holdings Berhad able to efficiently handle their short-term debt compared to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad. Like current ratio, it is preferred for a company to have a high quick ratio, but the difference between both ratio is quick ratio is to measure the firm ability to pay short-term debt obligation without relying to their inventories. Minus Holdings Berhad has higher number of quick ratios compared to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad. This shows that Minus Holdings Berhad can pay short-term debt effectively without inventory compared to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad. The higher the inventory turnover, the higher the ability of company to generate sales. If compared between both companies, we can see that 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad has higher number of inventory turnover than Minus Holdings Berhad. Hence, it shows that 7-Eleven Holdings Berhad is more efficient in generate sales compared to Minus Holdings Berhad. The lower the number of average collection period, the more effective the company in handling creditors. From the table, we can see that Minus Holdings Berhad take longer times to collect debt from creditors compared to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad. Lower debt ratio is preferred because it indicates that the company owns most of the asset. From the result above, it shows that 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad has quite high number of debt ratio. This indicates that the company possibility to face risk is high. Meanwhile, for Minus Holdings Berhad, we can see they has lower debt ratio, and this indicates that the company is efficiently avoid putting their company in risk. For debt to equity ratio, the result from Minus Holdings Berhad indicate the creditor provide more funds compared to owner, and also indicates that the company is getting good in managing their financing. We subject the company to low risk potential compared to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad. Higher gross profit margin is preferred as it measures the ability of firm to control variable cost component and cost of goods sold in the firm. Based on the result, We can tell that 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad is more efficient in control their variable cost component compared to Minus Holdings Berhad. It is preferred for a company to have high net profit margin, as it indicates the low cost structure and result in high profit. Based on the result, Minus Holdings Berhad net profit margin is high compared to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad, and this indicates that Minus Holdings Berhad is more efficient in handling their cost structure while receive high profit compared to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad. As conclusion, we can tell that each company is doing great job in handling the company financial status, even though they are still lacking in some part in ratio or margin, but still both companies showing that the company financial is in a good condition, stable, and this is very important in order to convince both buyers and investors. Minus Holding Berhad is a company that has a good financial ratios analysis compared to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad. This indicates that it shows good performance in three ratios analysis, which is liquidity ratios, leverage ratios, and profitability ratios. The best company that has better liquidity ratios belong to Minus Holdings Berhad compared to 7-Eleven Holdings Berhad in covering company short-term obligation. For activity ratios, the company that has better result belong to 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad in gaining good average collection period and has a better result in total asset turnover.